The headscarf is only a piece of cloth, but it has become a symbol for a power struggle in Turkey, which has become the biggest crisis for years and which nearly led to a coup. For women like Elif, the headscarf is part of their Muslim identity, but for many it is the symbol of political Islam, which is being removed from public institutions. In Turkey, the majority of people are Muslims, but it is a secular state, not an Islamic one. The Turkish constitution is based on a strict separation of state and religion. It is so stringent that the Islamic headscarf has even been banned in universities. In no other country in Europe is this the case. So whilst Isil could study, Elif could not. A major concern of the Islamic government is that the headscarf ban in university should be repealed. The Constitutional Court has revised the law after it caused uproar in Turkey. Do students with headscarves mark the beginning of the Islamization of the state? Or is it rather an expression that traditional Turkish women can seek education, jobs and careers on the same level as their male colleagues?
Headscarf girl in the universities, in the streets, nowhere they do disturb me. I'm very relaxed to live together with them with their headscarves because, for example, me, I don't use headscarf. I'm not a very strong believer. I don't do any praying and so on, but I can respect her praying, her headscarf and everything about her.
Bizim çok fazla ortak noktalarımız var.
Headscarves are not an issue between us. We are almost the same age. We talk about life, about music. Many of my friends do not wear a headscarf. That's no problem. The fact that I was not allowed to go to university, that's the problem. Nevertheless, in order to study, Elif has gone to great lengths, like covering her hair with a wig. She has made her way to the Turkish part of Cyprus. There, the headscarf is not only forbidden while studying, it is outlawed. The dispute about the headscarf in universities splits the nation and has resulted in a power struggle between the emerging Islamic element and the old secular elite. Elif shows us what will happen when she tries to enter the university campus with her headscarf on. Discussions with the security people, she is not allowed in and is sent away. At the university in Turkish Cyprus, studying in a headscarf is like running a gauntlet. Did Elif ever think of taking off her headscarf?
O başımın altındaki iğneyi çıkartamadım.
Of course I thought about it. When I was faced with the university, I went to loosen the knot. I had already pulled out the needle, but I could not do it. I just could not. It is part of me, my culture, my tradition, my religion. I want to be accepted and study as I am.
Ben bir imam kızıyım, bir din görevlisinin kızıyım. Yani ben örtmeyeceğim de kim örtecek?
Would studying not be easier without the headscarf? Is the cloth uncomfortable in the summer heat?
Ya çok enteresan ama
No, not for me. I am used to it. I'm never without a headscarf on the street. Not all women at the university want the same as Elif.
Türbanın üniversitelerde yeri olduğunu düşünmüyorum ben
I am against the headscarf in universities. It is against our secular constitution, against the separation of religion and state. It has nothing to do with religious freedom. It is a political symbol.
İstemiyorum bir hukuk öğrencisi olarak.
The controversy over this symbol almost led to a coup in Turkey. We filmed traditional Turkish women on the street. The number of women wearing headscarves decreases in front of the university gates. It is the only way for them to work. This student is outraged at the suggestion of an interview without a headscarf and does not accept. We visited Ezvasifki. She was not prepared to abandon the headscarf in order to study. She says that would be a betrayal of her faith and ideals. Her dream of studying and a career is gone. She has married Mohammed.
Tabii üniversiteye devam etmeyi düşündüm.
As the headscarf ban was lifted in February, I immediately considered how I could study with a child and employ a babysitter. But now the law has been reinstated. By studying, I could get a good job. I could earn more. But I'm prevented only because of the way I dress.
Birçok arkadaşımız da geri dönecekti. Aynı şekilde.
Behind the peace of Istanbul's mosques, the power struggle of the last few days escalates. The dispute about the headscarf for universities is seen as a pretext for a bigger debate. In Turkey, things are changing. The Islamic ruling party has almost half the population behind them. It stands for social reforms and economic growth, and has open relations with the EU. The judiciary and the military, however, want to close off Turkey. They are the guardians of the heritage of state founder Kemal Atatürk. The old guard fear the loss of their power. They want to outlaw the Islamic Party in government because of their headscarf ban, as has happened to 4 of the party's predecessors. A coup was apparently planned amongst the ranks. Dozens are now in prison. Suhail Batum teaches constitutional law. He is a Kemalist and very worried. The arrest of senior military figures is seen as an attack on secularism. AKP, the Islamic ruling party, is considered dangerous.
AKP'nin
The AKP betrays the democracy of Atatürk and aims for a step-by-step Islamization. And what concerns me the most about this conspiracy is that the government was highly unpleasant in arresting people and produced an atmosphere of fear.
Maybe 2%, 3%, I don't know. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Beynini de paketlemiş olur.
If a woman's hair is wrapped up like a package, then her brain is also packaged up. The AKP argued for democratic freedom, but they used the term democracy as a pretext for Islamization.
Yolda sadece bir araç olarak.
This is the prominent opponent on the Islamic side. As one of the first women elected to parliament, Merkavakshi has not taken up its mandate. Again, because of the headscarf. She emigrated to the United States with her daughters. She is considered to be an Islamic hardliner, yet modern and emancipated at the same time.
Yes. One of my daughters, they just graduated from high school.
The argument that the release of the headscarf could be the beginning of a creeping Islamization doesn't hold water with her.
He's an architecture engineer in Dallas, Texas. Even if there is a risk, even if there might be a potential risk, that still does not validate the argument that we must enforce people against their will into a lifestyle actually which is very fascistic.
Points of view on the Bosphorus could hardly be more extreme. The Kemalists are accused of trying to secure an authoritarian state by means of a coup. The ruling AKP are alleged to have pursued a policy of creeping Islamization. The debate is about much more than the question of whether the headscarf means policy or tradition, personal freedom or restriction, oppression or protest. Now, it is about Turkish democracy.